Hi, everyone. Oh, where'd that go? There we go. Sorry about that. Hello, everyone. I'm Christine Jousty of Mile Something Pretty, and this is our weekly class. I go live every Tuesday, or just about every Tuesday, at the same time. It's 2 o'clock Eastern time, and let's see. I just want to make sure we're working. So, if you are watching live, say something so I know that you can hear me and you can see me and all that kind of stuff. So I don't want to. I thought I had all the supplies I needed. I just went up and down the stairs 3 separate times trying to get everything. So that's why I'm a little late for those who are hopping on live. So let me actually say a few announcements and then we'll get to our project. I think you're going to like it. So all of September, no, all of October, there is a joint offer, and they're calling it the best ever, or if you live in my area, the best ever joint offer for only $35, which is the cost of a stamp set and a pack of paper. You can join Stamp It Up with a starter kit and choose $125 worth of products. Amazing. Or if you want to pay the regular price of $99, you can choose $189 worth of products, which is just crazy. Great. Hi, Debbie, and hi, Nancy. Awesome. Thank you. Someone had told me on my pre-recorded videos, lately my voice has been pretty soft or low. And so I just want to make sure the sound's working. And I think it's because I recently, last few months, upgraded my phone and I've been using an old microphone with an adapter. And I think there's a problem there. So I think I need to get a new microphone, or I'll just do what I'm doing here because the phone is so close to my mouth. So I just want to make sure the volume is good. So yeah, so that join off is going all month, which is pretty exciting. What else is going on in the world of Stampin' Up? They still have the advent calendars, that what they call it, the 12 days countdown advent calendar. I think I'm saying it wrong. I opened up all the doors and there's pretty cool stuff and some stuff that Stampin' Up's never made before. So it's kind of cool. So if you have questions about that, I can send you videos. So with like unboxing videos that Stampin' Up did, but I don't want to post like what's in there because some people wanted a surprise. So if you're curious about it, I can certainly send you something one-on-one. All right, let's get to our project. Let's see. Nope. That's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. All right. So we are going to use this stamp set. There we go. Love and Courage. And so it is a new stamp set, new September. And it is in the mini catalog. It's right at the beginning. It is right here. So $3 for every stamp set sold will go towards breast cancer organizations, like to fight breast cancer or to support breast cancer people. So it's kind of cool. So we're going to use this today, and we're going to use this sunflower. I just realized I have a sunflower shirt on, and I think today's a good day to do sunflower projects. So these are the two. We actually made this at my in-person event a couple weeks ago. So I figured you might want to see it too. And I'm actually going to I'm going to make another version of this one, but then I'm going to make something different to show you without the words. We're going to do a full sunflower. Just realized, which is fine. I have to add other sample. I'm going to do it differently than the other samples I had. But that's okay. I'll explain it along the way. All right, so we're going to use that. There we go. 20 minutes ago, I was just at the food store. So I ran in, put my grocery down on the kitchen floor, came up here, thought I had everything. I clearly didn't because I had to go up and down the stairs 3 times. And my son started putting all the food away because he doesn't like a messy house. And I said, you must have a hard time living in this house. He said, no, it's controlled chaos. All right, so this is Daffodil Delight. I like to score it first. I'm scoring it 4 1/4, and then I'm going to cut it at 5 1/2. And that will just give me 2 card bases. So if I was only going to use one, I would slip this back in the package of my cardstock. And so it's kind of ready to go, but I'm actually going to use both of them. And Do I need to get anything else? I do. I had enough prepped for one card, but we're gonna, since I'm making two, I'm just gonna cut everything fresh. All right, so hi Cindy. Hello, Carol. Thanks for joining in. Um, I'm going to just measure this because I don't remember what it was. So that was a standard card base at 5.5 by 8.5, scored in the middle at 4.25. So I'm just going to measure this brown piece here, which is pecan pie, 3.5 by 4.25. So in those instances, what I do, if something's on 4.25, it actually makes me happy because I can just kind of use a good amount of my paper. So I just cut it in half at 4.25. I'll save that. I could even score it, and then it would be your card base. And so I think it was 3.5. Still, yep, 3.5. So now I'm just gonna cut it from here. So I'm gonna cut two, so 3.5 and 3.5. And actually, you can even get, let me just, since it's here, you can get 3 from one side or 6 from one sheet of paper of that size piece of paper. So that's pretty good usability. All right, so for now, we're just gonna emboss two. I am going to use my Sunflowers embossing folder. And the last I checked, which I think was yesterday, this was on low inventory. So if you don't have it, you may want to get it. It will come back. I think it will come back. It is such a hot seller. Everybody's loving it. So it's huge. So I'm going to actually be able to get 2 pieces with 1 pass. So that's what we're going to do. So this is a 3D embossing folder, which means for our machine, we need our gray plate that comes with the machine. And we need just the thick platform. Those are the only 2 plates we need. All right, so I'm gonna put the thick plate down. I'm going to put these 2, and you could, it's kind of cool because you can, oh, sorry about that glare. You can kind of decide, oh, I want a full sunflower, or you can kind of place it around different places you want. This is more of a background, so I'm not gonna be too finicky, but it is kind of nice how you can kind of decide what you want. And I'm just gonna put that through. You can use any embossing folder. You could even use a different, like a more solid, either a solid piece of paper or a more solid pattern. But I liked the sunflower to go with it since we're using a sunflower focal point anyways. And I had seen a very similar version of this card online, and I don't remember who I saw it from. This part I added, but I really liked it, so I copied it. All right, so now we have our bases. We have our sunflower, pecan pie, and I used actually this. You can kind of see there's 2 different patterns. This is from the Floral Delight. You can use anything. But it's a beautiful pack of paper. And I just looked it up before I came on quick. It's on the last chance list, which means it's retiring and it's on sale. So it's $10. I'm pretty sure I saw there was $10. So you just get, this is even a nice green, like a linen. Just gonna show the patterns quick. We had used that one. This is beautiful. It's again like a brown linen. I've used that back side quite a lot, even though I like the other side. I like actually every sheet in here. You have a nice gingham. And then you have, I think this is yellow. I thought that was similar, but I guess it's a little bit different. So it's really nice paper. So especially for $10. I already have mine kind of cut. So this is what I did for the event. I kind of pre-cut them all, and you could choose whatever pattern you wanted. So I'm going to do gingham one because I don't have one with a gingham. And then I think I have the other 2. So we'll just do this one. And so I'll tell you what sizes those are a second. And then these were like kind of scrap pieces. So um, people could kind of mix and change them. I'll just take two out and then we'll decide what we're doing. But I was pretty happy with that system. Okay. So these are, and again, you can make them wider or shorter, but they are 2.5 by 5.25. Just so you know what I used. And these are just half inch strips at 5.25. They were kind of with the leftovers. All right, so that's done. That's done. I'm gonna do it this way. Now we need to do the sunflower. So I'm just gonna move that aside. And it's kind of big. Where the stamps at? It does fit on, does it fit on a G size block? Let's see. That's mostly. This is a paper pumpkin one, but it's the same size. So can you see? It mostly fits on a D-size block. I think that would be fine. It just really goes edge to edge. But if you happen to have the next size up, which is a E block, that definitely fits. So that's what I'm going to use. They're filthy. Sorry about that. And then I happen to have some that are already pre-cut from the event. So the stylish shapes dies that I always use, it will work. I wished it was a hair bigger, but it will work if you don't have anything else. But I decided, I've seen so many great cards with this circles that I finally bought it. Like I was kind of late to the party, so to speak, but look at all these different circles. I'll tell you what it's called in a second. So anyways, you get all of those circles, all different sizes. And the big ones are, a good size, definitely bigger than the stylish shapes. So I used, I think the second biggest one. Yeah. So, but anyways, you can, do you guys ever do this? Just knock it to try to get them out. All the little pieces they won't all come up that way. Uh-oh, I don't think my poker tool's up here. I'll just use tweezers. I should have done that beforehand. They come out pretty easy. If you had that little brush, that would work too. All right. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you what these are called. Hold on, I forget. These are called Spotlight on Nature Dies, all those circles. So they did come a while, again, I was kind of late to the party. They came out a while ago. They came with a stamp set, and I think it had like a butterfly. It was kind of shabby chicy. That stamp set has been retired and it's no longer available, but really the circles, don't need them to go with a stamp set. All right, there we go. And I'm going to just put this down so you can see what I'm doing. And I hope you like, I've never seen this technique before, and it's kind of strange that I hadn't, or maybe I hadn't thought of it too color wise, or maybe I hadn't thought of it because of the words. I think that's what kind of hung me up. So I'm going to use sponge daubers. So you get, let's say, you get 5 sponge daubers in a pack. I must have threw an extra one in here. And they're just sponges. They're soft. There's no ink on them, and it's nice because you can put your finger in them and then just daub or pat. And so that's what we're going to do. So these two already have ink on them. And what I do is I label them because sometimes it's by looking at them, it's hard to know what color, but you can reuse them. So this one I wrote pecan, and this one I wrote daffodil. So those are the 2 colors we're going to use. I used to use washi tape to write them on, but the painter's tape works out just fine. All right, so what we're gonna do, excited. It doesn't matter if you start with the brown or the yellow. We'll just start with the brown. We're gonna take our sponge dauber, and we're just gonna kind of, you see, daub it or pat it in the ink, and I'm just gonna pat it directly on my stamp. And I've done this to highlight. You've seen me do this, like especially with the pears. Like if I want to highlight a color, that usually I ink it in all in one color and then I'll highlight. But I've actually never done it with just inking it to ink it. So now all my words have brown ink. And now I'm going to do the brown on the middle of the sunflower. And you can do as dark or as light as you want. And you can get some variation. If you want to kind of go over a little bit on that yellow, or you can just try to get right in that middle. And now I'm just going to turn it around because it's easier for me to see. I have my daffodil, and I'm just going to dab it in the, or daub it in the ink, and now I'm just going to put it on the yellow. No, I'm going to put it on the yellow part of the flower. And this is cool because if you wanted your sunflower to have different colors, like sunflowers come in all different colors. They even come in like reds and oranges. You can kind of daub different like ombre or different looks in there. All right. This is one of those distinctive stamps, so it kind of looks like some of it doesn't have ink, but I know it does. So if you want, you can huff on it, just kind of like what we used to do with the Stampin' Right markers. And then I'm just going to do my best and get it right in that middle. So you could stamp first and then cut. For the event, I had actually had all the circles pre-cut. So there we go. Not too bad. So there we go. We have the brown of the sunflower, and now we have our words. So now I'm going to actually do it again. Oh, this one's better. Because we're going to make two different cards. But I'm going to wash the stamp. Hopefully I have my, yes, I do. I probably should have done this one first, but that's all right. We're going to get 2/2 of a sunflower on this one because you might want to use the sunflower without, the words support, strength, heart, faith, resolve, fight, hope, courage, survivor, believe. You might just want a sunflower card as a thank you card or something. All right, so let's wash the stamp. Really, I just want to wash the words off, or the ink off the words. This is the chamois that came with the glass mat, if you're wondering. It's actually nice. It's different than the purple chamois, a little bit more flexible. I assume that's still available. Okay. Oh, we had a little piece of paper stuck on there. We don't want that. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing, but just for the sunflower. So I'm going to put the brown just on the middle and be really, actually, you know what? I will, do I have, oh, I don't have my Post-it notes up here. We're just going to use a piece of paper. But normally what I would do is I don't want to get any brown, I don't want any ink on this part. Just make sure there's nothing on there. Yep. So normally I'd use a Post-it note and put it down there because it would actually stick a little bit, but the paper will be fine. So now it's okay that I go over, because when I lift up that paper, there won't be any ink on that side. And it's okay. I know I have a little brown on the petal part, but that's all right because that kind of happens sometimes with real flowers. All right, so now I'm going to take my paper off. So there shouldn't be any ink on those words. So now I'm going to stamp it again. And we have half a sunflower. So you could use that and stamp like another word or something. But what we're going to do is we're going to, oh, there's those little papers that I was trying to get off the circles everywhere. Okay. So now we're going to, and I don't care if I um this one we're gonna cut out. So it's okay if I'm oops, a little messy with the words. I just got some yellow in the middle of the flower, but that's all right. We'll put the brown on top of it. Yes. Okay, so now we're just gonna stamp that just on scrap white. All right, so now we're ready to put these together. Try not to put your fingers in the ink. All right, so we're just gonna take scissors for this one. We're just gonna cut it out. There's no dye that goes with it, but it's really not too hard to cut. I'm leaving a white border between the edge of the paper where I'm cutting and then the yellow petals. Makes it easier to cut that way. You don't have to be quite as exact. You can kind of see I'm leaving my scissors in pretty much the same spot and I'm moving my paper around. I find that easier for cutting. All right, so this part, you can either, I'm gonna actually kind of cut now directly on the line just for the middle part of the flower because I don't want there to be white border. Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a sunflower like that. Okay. So now we're ready to put our card together, two cards together. So I'm just gonna hold right on my score lines. You guys are quiet today. I guess I should be asking you questions. Maybe that will get you chatting. All right, so I'm just gonna put some glue on that piece. I just love gingham. I wish they had a whole pack of it. I'd be very happy with that. I guess they used to a few years ago. It was 6x6 though. I wanted it to be bigger. All right. So then we're just going to glue down our embossed sunflower. A little glue snuck out of there, so I'm just going to put it on the back side. Glue's coming out of that one fast. Excuse me. All right, that's going to go on there. I think this is a nice design for all sorts of things where you have like a center flower. I think we'll do it that way. All right, so now we're just going to use dimensionals. Pop it up. I think this is a big circle, so I'm going to use 4. You can use more, you could use less. This is just going to go right there in the middle, like that. And then this one, we'll use dimensionals. And I'm going to put that right in the middle. So now this one you could glue flat or you can raise it up. I hadn't decided which I wanted to do yet. I think I'm going to glue it flat. And I'm just going to line up the middle there. And there we go. So we have now just a full sunflower. And you could take this I didn't bring up, but if you had like little words, I would have a little you could put words that would hang off like that, or you can put something down below. You could put some gems in the middle if you really don't see much of that seam, but you could certainly put some gems in the middle. I don't have any up here right now, but what I do have, oh, let's actually do the inside quick. So what I was doing was, this is a light enough color to write on top of, so I was just putting my little strip right on the side there. Sometimes we put white and then put this strip, but I don't think we need to in this instance. But this little strip, which was just kind of left over from when I was cutting, it just is a little something on the inside. And this one I did them opposite. So the gingham is on the front on this one, and this just has a little pattern, just to break it up a little bit. This definitely needs something, so we're gonna put a bow on it with linen thread that I know I went downstairs to get. Here it is. All right. So I like, when I'm using my string, I like to leave it attached when I'm making my bow, because if I misjudge, a lot of times people will cut a piece thinking they need the size, but generally it's longer than what you think. This one I'm going to do a double bow. So I'm just going to fold it in half. I'm still leaving it attached. I'm going to make my loop here and then wrap it around, keeping the two together and pulling that through. So just be careful, because you have that extra loop. That one I'm going to cut. Oops, try to cut it. And then this one I'm just going to cut. I'll probably trim it. But it just needs, see how it's beautiful, but it needs a little something, and that thick bow just does it. So I can use either regular glue, but I think I'm just going to use a glue dot because I know me, and I won't wait long enough for it to dry. So that knot goes right on the glue dot, like that. I'll trim them in a second, and we'll do the same thing. Like these two, the two I showed you at the beginning. Uh-oh, I just froze. Oh, there we go. Phew. One had a bow and one didn't. These ones I think don't necessarily need a bow because you have that kind of breakup. It wasn't just like plain flower. But I'll just do another bow. So I'm just gonna double it. Make my loop. So say for instance, like, oh, it wasn't long enough. Then you can just undo it because it's still attached. You don't waste anything. So that's how I do mine. And linen thread's one of my favorite products that they make. It's such a little thing. These are not good scissors though for the linen thread. These are better than paper. But I just love it. And I just saw there's one little hole there. I didn't get the paper out. There we go. All right, so we'll use a glue dot. I'm just gonna put it right there. Put the knot right on there. Flip it up a little bit. And then you can trim the ends however long. I sometimes like them a little long. There we go. All right. Lift that up a little bit. There you go. A sunflower that you can send to someone who is either dealing with any kind of cancer, really, or is just needs some support of some sort. It doesn't have to be cancer. There's also some nice. I like this. Friends don't let friends fight cancer alone. I think that's really nice. I think this is also really nice. It's okay to not be okay, and that can go to any kind of hardship. And certainly love can use for all sorts of reasons, and hope as well. So there you go. Those are the two cards I had for you today. All righty. put myself back on here. I hope you guys like them. You guys are really quiet. Oh, good. Cindy likes them. Thank you. Oh, I need to put my cover back on my glue before it dries up. All right. What else? So just a reminder, and I've been sending the emails about joining. I know some of you who are watching have already done that in the past, so I'm really happy that you've done that. If you have questions, I'm here to answer them. But if you don't want to join, that's totally fine too. But I just want to let you know about the opportunity and the offer. So let's see. Next week, I will might be making another card that we did for the event too that involves the pairs, but we'll see. But I think that we might do that. I think you'll like a way of cutting the paper to maximize the amount of paper. Thanks, Nancy. And just going through my head, I think that's what's going on. But if you have questions with anything, just let me know. I go live every Tuesday, and you can always reach me at Christine@mailsomethingpretty.com. And if you're not receiving my emails, get on my email list, because this is what I want to say. The 12 weeks of Christmas started last week, and another one comes out tomorrow. And so if you're not on the list, you want to get on as soon as possible so you don't miss any more. And you can do that right on my blog at Christine. That's at mailsomethingpretty.com. All right, that's what I had for you today. Thank you, everyone who's watching live. Thank you for watching replay. I will post pictures of this and put them on my Facebook page so you can see them. But these are always pretty easy. But I like to show versatility. So I think by doing that full sunflower, that shows that this can be not just a cancer supporting stamp set. Okay, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.